Welcome to Market Like a Hot Shot, episode 26, Mr. Fuda. What is up?
It's our half-year anniversary.
Half year and one.
Well, no, because 52 weeks in a year, right? So 26.
Oh, jeez. I need to go back
Yeah,
to school.
can you believe that?
Should I go take a math class here at Framingham State? Maybe I need a refresher. What do you think?
That would be kind of fun.
I'll be the old guy. What's that movie? It was Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah, back to school.
Back to school. Should I be like the new version of Rodney Dangerfield?
That would be kind of cool. That
They'll
would
think I'm
actually
his,
be
like,
really
his
cool.
grandson. I probably could be his grandson, right? How old? I know he's passed. God rest his soul.
Yeah, Rodney was. I don't get no respect. That guy.
Yeah.
I can't imitate him, but I loved him. He was so funny.
Boy, that was the good old days.
The good old days.
One more we'll get with it, but Caddyshack. Let's dance, and then a Journey song goes on. That's like when on the golf course.
Oh yeah.
She's getting in the hole. You know, Bill Murray. So yeah,
Love it.
today's a big topic.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about converting like a hot shot. Because
Right.
it's the overlap between marketing and sales. And you meet a marketer, you meet a salesperson. We don't talk to the salespeople. Or the salespeople say, "What do we need marketing for?" But I'm doing this. Ironically, I'm interviewing for a marketing person right now for one of our clients, my recruiting company.
Mm-hmm.
I do this you thing, like this. Here's marketing, here's sales. How about this section right here? That's the conversion layer, right? Converting like a hot shot
Right.
is most important part of the marketing cycle because, you may have leads. Oh, I got great leads. Or you got like 50,000 followers. Or, man, I got my Facebook ad generated all these clicks, right? But how do you turn them into loyal, paying clients?
Yeah, I mean, this is the perfect week for us to talk about this, too, given that, not to get too far off topic, but the week you and I have had, right, has been pretty incredible. This is
Freaking networking
oh, my
in
goodness.
a big way this week. You got holiday parties coming up. We're in December.
Yeah.
We had Metro West up on Tuesday, Metro West Mass Professional.
Yeah.
And we had a vendor of the year because this company and this gentleman, a good friend of ours, has been there for us. It's been a vendor.
He's been a great guy.
It's about 6 times this year.
Good guy. He's one of those people. For me, he started off as actually a client and then became a really good friend. It's kind of nice when you blur the lines that way.
We're a friend. So who is he?
It's the one and only Charlie Passworth. Charlie's an incredible guy. We love you, Charlie. You've been such a good friend to us, friends to, everything that we do. He's always a supporter. At the next Market Like a Hot Shot Live, I already told him, you're going to be our featured sponsor. He's been such an incredible person.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. I mean, because we even did a little presentation there at our event.
Yeah.
He knows how to convert leads.
He does.
He explained what he was very focused on, what a qualified lead is for his real estate business, and that's one of the, we'll get into some more tips and tricks definitely down the road here, but that stood out, and it was good to have him speak. I just and we put a YouTube out there on the AIMC Business Solutions YouTube channel. Yeah. You will see our video from that event, so check that out. And then came Wednesday.
That was an interesting night. It was a fun night. That room was packed.
We're at Fogo de Chao.
Yep.
Back Bay, Boston. Man, the city lights, the holiday lights out there.
Yeah.
Rocks.
That photo you got of the Prudential, even driving in, we were going in the Pike under that, the bridge that has the Lucid store, Lucid, Rivian.
Some
one of those electrical
cars with the big lines on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, going to the city that night, it was crazy. There was so much activity going on. It's freaking cold out.
Yeah, that's the worst part about it.
Still, I got this big sweater on now. I'll probably wear this thing till May now. But we had over 100 people. AMA Boston was there. Hey, you heard what happened with AMA Boston, right?
Yeah, big news that you were able to share.
Yeah, we are gold gold chapter.
That's
Chapter
incredible.
Center of Excellence.
So, like, not only a huge shout out to you as president, but also Emily as former president.
Yeah,
Emily's incredible. So obviously we shout out to her.
Shout out to Emily. I hope you hear this. Or she will hear this. She listens to us.
Yeah, we love.
Yeah, so that was great crew there. And then last night we capped it off with the Metro West Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, we had the
Big
business
event.
after hours, which was fun.
This was good. I may become a rock star again.
Yeah.
I met this guy. It was this gentleman with his wife there that runs a school of rock. Not school of rock.
Yeah, that's kind of, it's funny that you said that, because when they came in and they were describing what they were doing, I actually forget the name of their business, but I'll see them next week.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of follow-ups, but
yes.
They brought a lot of really cool stuff, to the table. What they do, they help kids all over, not even just the country, but all over the world with their music program, making music accessible to kids everywhere. Whether they have a budget for it or not. So, a big shout out to the
big
two
shout
of them.
out. Yeah, the music is. Maybe I actually picked up the acoustic last night.
Really?
I did. I want to learn the Christmas songs again.
Yeah.
All right, I know it's a bad song, but I did Last Christmas. That song? Yeah.
You know which one I want to learn
What's
I want to learn some of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Now, that's intense. That's like
That
classical
is,
rock.
yeah, that is good, and I've got to get a better distortion pedal for my electric in order to play that. But it's one of my goals for 2026.
Yeah,
pick up the guitar again.
New Year's resolution. So how about this? So, what is this episode is going to be all about the missing link between marketing and revenue growth.
Right.
So, I know I'm talking too much today, but I have to say, like, when I'm interviewing the marketing candidates, I asked them a single point question. What is the most important goal as a marketer?
I love to hear and what's the most common answer that you get?
The people, which is a nice answer.
Yeah.
But I was interviewed. I'm not the non-shout out to them, but I was like, oh shoot, that's not good, because you're a CEO of the company, or you're a chief revenue officer of a company. You're hiring a marketing team. Are you hiring the marketing team to do these pretty Canva infographics everywhere?
No. You're hiring them to, for your branding, to get the word out, to get those leads, so that you can convert those leads to clients.
To clients, which convert to
paying customers.
Dollar signs. So
money.
As a marketer, we want to convert like a Hotshot. You could shut off this podcast after this.
Well, no, you don't want to, because we want them to listen to the whole thing.
But converting to revenue that should be a mission statement forever and ever and ever. How do you do that? And that's what we're going to talk about today. Why conversion is more than just sales tactics, right? It's about trust, time, and clarity. How do you do that? So that's the mindset of conversion. Build that mindset. Your goal is revenue, but how do you get that mindset?
Right.
What are the difference between leads and qualified prospects?
I mean, a lead is pretty much anybody. I always like to use marketing and dating together. So, like,
You just date a girl and...
like a lead, if you're walking into a bar, and I didn't use the Boston accent when I said that.
A bar? There's no
A bar.
There's no R's in Boston. Anyone from outside of the Boston area, there's actually 25 letters in the alphabet. Did you know that?
There's no R.
There's no R.
The pirates took it. No, but I mean, seriously, when you go into a bar, your leads would be any female in there, but your qualified prospects would be people that are available. You'd have different criteria for them, and that's one way to put it in a fun analogy. But I mean, your leads are pretty much anybody that you talk to that expresses an interest.
Yeah.
Where your qualified prospects are the ones that can, afford your product or service. They're the ones that, can make the purchase. So there's a difference.
But they also have the pain.
Yeah.
They have you have a solution, and you have the solution for what they need. So how do you find out their need?
That's the thing, is you got to ask a lot of questions.
Questions.
And that's something that a lot of people don't do.
They just don't. It's just that's it. That's where you have to interact. I mean, I hate this. Yeah, you just spray and pray. Spraying and praying is not. It's a one way communication. It's like we talk about direct mail. We talk about a Facebook post. You don't know. I mean, are your prospects there or not? You don't know if a prospect sees it or not.
Yeah.
So, hey, do you have? I heard you have a good little answer about a networking moment. Well,
Yeah, I'm like thinking about all. It's like, you've only been to what, 4? How many events did you have this week? 3 or 4?
This week?
Yeah.
I lost count. 4?
I mean, like, yeah. I rarely have this many events. I had 5 this week.
Yeah.
And
It's
the
like
reason I
like
keep
the end of year, sorry to cut you off, but end of year push, and it's
Oh,
like
my
I think
goodness.
after the 15th, I'm done until the end of next
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
So it's cracking. Yeah, I think I have we have Venture next week, and then
Venture
I have
Cafe,
I
the
have
11th. Come see us.
Yeah.
CIC Cambridge.
But I mean, like, the other thing on there too is it's just like, yeah, I've had so many events this week, and it's like I've got all these little swirls in my mind. But often I'm at events, and where there's other people that you start talking to, and maybe you're doing similar things, and you're having a conversation, and 3-4 people are involved, and you just sit there and you listen to somebody, and they just keep pitching and pitching, and you listen to them pitch and pitch, and by not jumping in and doing what they do,
Yeah.
listening to find out, like, is this person that they're pitching to even, are they even qualified for their services? Like, you're in the you're in the recruiting space, and it's like, are these people even authorized to, do they have the right amount of skills? Like, do they have the correct skill set to even apply for a job? With us, it's like, I'll talk to somebody, and they're like, they give us a lot of interest. So I'll listen and, talk to them and learn a little bit more. And then I find out they're like, yeah, we're just kind of at the starting phase, and we're not really, we won't have the funds to make a purchase for like 6 months.
Yeah.
So like, they're not.
I'll talk to you in 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, like, that happens a lot, and it's like, that's by sitting there. You don't like spend all your time pitching them, but I do that a lot, not just at networking events, but in phone calls. It's just, do you have a sense as to what time, when you're ready to do something? What do you have for a budget? Are we a good fit?
Yeah, that's a big. I actually, I've been in the staffing space for about 3.5 years now, and I noticed even this is an interesting concept: converting a candidate. Like, is a candidate going to convert and be able to get the role, right? To match the role. And I used to be really bad at it when I first started. Now we have something called send out. Like, when you send it, when the candidate, the hiring manager wants to see the candidate.
Yeah.
And my send out rate's way higher now than it used to be, because it's am I qualifying the candidate to be able to get an interview at the company? And it's the same mindset when you're a marketer. Am I qualifying this lead to be able to do business with this company, or to make money, or like the company has a service? So it's all about mindset. The mindset of conversion is all about that. You have to think about that before you go and spray and pray, right, as a marketer. So how about the funnel? Diagnosing the funnel. What's the stages of a funnel?
Well, you start with your lead capture, which is your top of the funnel.
It's all those channels, right, that you have, right?
Yep. And then your next thing is your nurturing. So you nurture those leads.
Them, right?
Yep. And then you give them the offer. You share your offer.
You give them that's when the pitch sort of comes in. So you notice it's after you nurture the lead.
That's when
you do the pitch. You don't do it at the lead capture stage,
right?
Which a lot of people do wrong, especially at networking events. All right, so the offer's coming in.
Yep.
The hardest part of all.
Hardest part is closing.
Closing.
You got to get your
close those deals.
You got to get your inner channel your inner Harvey Specter and close like a hotshot. Actually, that'd be a good topic for
Harvey Specter.
Harvey Specter like a hotshot. And then finally, and there's always like challenges at all these different stages. But then finally, once you've closed the lead, then you have to onboard them. And, it's interesting because a lot of times people don't have processes for each of those steps in the funnel.
I say you have to have processes.
You have to.
I know the onboarding's the end, but that's a big one.
It's a huge one, and it's not done correctly a lot of times.
So what's some common leaks, though? You have the 5-stage process we just went through.
Yep.
There's some leaks. It's kind of like a hole in your, so I bet some poor people out there have some frozen pipes.
Yeah.
And they probably burst, and then there's a hole in the pipe, right? It's a similar concept. There's
That's
a hole.
true.
You have the marketing pipe, you have a hole. What's some of them?
I mean, one of the most common ones is that you don't have enough clarity as to what they're looking for. Like, you can still have a lot of info. So in one extreme, you've got like a whole ton of info that they send you, and you've got to weed through it and summarize it. And the other extreme is that they give you a bunch of information, but there's no clarity as to what exactly they want you to do with it. So that's a huge one. A big one that we were talking about this earlier, with all the networking events is one,
The big FU.
Yeah.
And I don't mean the FU you mean. It's called follow up, not the FU you thought it was, you smarty people out there. But following up cadence is big. Like, all these events this week.
Yeah.
Man, that's what I'm going to be doing later today. I'm probably going to be at the office till like 9 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
I got some follow-ups to do tonight. So
maybe we should order a pizza or something tonight. So because I think I'm going to be here late as well.
Pizza's coming here, man.
After my my lunch of chocolate chip cookies.
Where are those cookies?
I know.
You ate them already?
I already ate them all.
Oh boy.
So then
I'm a health and wellness guy, and this guy's eating cookies. I got some work. I got some follow-up to do with this dude.
I know.
What do you think?
It was funny when I walked into the room and I'm like, my bag of cookies. All right, you ready to go?
Yeah. So how about the urgency?
Yeah, I mean, it's something we touched upon before, which is just either the lack of the urgency to make a decision or to act, or the authority.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of one of the most common negotiating tactics, the call to the higher authority.
Call to the higher, yeah.
Let me check with my wife. Let me check with my boss. Let me check with my...
As soon as they say that, I'm like,
yeah.
All right, are you wimpy or what? You have to check with your spouse?
Yeah.
Come on. Well, you don't need to communicate with your spouse, do you? We've both been married for 25 plus years.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, so it's like, my wife, no, I do talk to her. She's not killing me.
Yeah, it'll just be like, do you have to run everything? And it's funny because a lot of times it's kind of a high pressure tactic that some salespeople will make too, which is just that, do you really think your boss doesn't trust you enough, or your spouse? Mostly with the the family spouse, significant other, but yeah.
Got my tea.
Did your wife let you have the tea?
See, that's what I mean. So that's a good point. So, follow up and authority.
And make sure that they have the authority, because that's really the key. So.
I know your business, one of the first questions you ask them is are you a person of authority that can make a decision today?
Yeah.
Because again, you want to close, you want to convert the lead. And if the person of authority is not there, you're not converting that lead today, right?
Yeah.
So, big tip I would say, about we talked about your funnel and the 5 stages. You should audit your funnel like you audit your cash, your money, right? Your finances, because it's gonna change.
Yeah.
Things change so fast now. So you should look at your 5 stages of the funnel, which are lead capture, nurture, offer, close, and onboarding. Go through those 5 stages on a quarterly basis, and you'll have a rock star funnel.
Yeah.
Right? Market like a Hotshot rock star funnel. That's the way it works.
We'll have to have funnel like a Hotshot.
I thought we were supposed to do funnel like a Hotshot.
Yeah.
All right. We'll have to see.
We'll have an Animal House background.
Jim Belushi behind us.
Yeah, with the funnel going on.
It's
there.
warm in here. What the hell? They have heat?
Yeah, I mean this is the warm.
90 in here?
This is the warmest. It's funny, like in the summertime when we would come in and record this in here.
It was freezing.
Yeah, and it was like we'd be up in my office. I would be like sweating bullets up in my office. Then I come down here, and I'm like, holy cow! It's like, it's like nice.
It's like when you ever go to the supermarket in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
And you freeze.
Yeah.
You have to wear a heavy coat in the middle of July.
You're over in the ice cream section. Well, not you. You'd be in the frozen food section.
That's right. I don't eat ice cream now. I don't eat frozen foods either.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff is nasty.
It
So how about
is.
some conversion tactics that work?
Yeah, so I mean, like talking about things like the personalized follow up. That's a key. A lot of times, like people don't do that
They do
follow up to begin with.
Dripify. I mean, I love Dripify. I'm guilty of it,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
that's not the way to follow up.
well, you saw all those responses that I just on a side note, but relevant, is that we've had hundreds of people reach out to us that want to be a guest on the show.
Market like a hotshot.
Holy cow! It's like I ended up filtering them today. It was like 215 messages.
Whoa.
To the Hotshot email
They want
that
to be
we set
hotshots.
up. So like, yeah, I just sent out a couple dozen today replies, and as I was going through, I'm like, replying back, and I'm like, oh, this name film sounds familiar, because they set up those auto drip campaigns where they just type in the podcast name, the name of the host, some basic info, and then click a button, have AI do all the work for them. But yeah, I mean, those campaigns can be quite annoying, but they're also quite effective.
Yeah, so personalized follow-up.
Right.
And how about authority positioning? This is another big one, because using case studies, testimonials,
right.
social proof. You want to, again, you're converting a lead. You have to be an authority. If you're not an authority in what the lead needs,
right,
they're not going to convert. Right.
Last night, again, we always work these shout-outs in,
Just
but
shout-outs.
we were talking with Mary Kate Feeney, who I don't know if you had met
the
her.
The framing hammer?
Yeah, she writes the Hammer. Mary Kate, and her office is like right across the hall
Should we
from
throw
here.
a rock at her right now? She's sleeping in there?
So Mary Kate is wonderful. She and I do a workshop downstairs every month together, and us doing that, I've had so many people that have come to those workshops, and they're like, wow, you're clearly an authority. That's their words.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's always a good way, is by doing workshops. Obviously, you want people to show up for them. Like anyone can do a webinar.
Your last one sold out?
Our last one, we actually ran out of space for it, which is really exciting.
People were sitting up on, hanging from the chandeliers and stuff to check you guys out.
No, but I mean, like we had to close the door because we were going over some things. So, but yeah, I mean, like showing that you have that authority is incredibly important. And it's like, if you think about it in real life, right?
Right.
Like, if I tell you how great I am, you're just going to be like, yeah, whatever. But like, if somebody else comes up to you and tells you how great I am, it has a heck of a lot more impact than
referral-based marketing, man.
Yeah. So
how about the power pause? I heard rumors out there. This is your signature move.
I know, it's one of those things where I took Dale Carnegie many years ago, and there's stuff that you learn in there, like you don't always have to talk right away, and I tend to do that. For a while, I've been working on this lately to stop doing it. It's helped me a lot, which is that you don't just jump in and start trying to solve people's problems. You let them talk. It goes back to what you said a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
We have one mouth and two ears, and there's a reason for that.
You notice the most successful people, I notice this, I read people all the time, leaders.
Right.
They're quiet.
That's true.
They're very, when they meet somebody, they're there, they're just taking it in. And I think that's an awesome concept. You don't want to be that loudmouth, ripping out stuff out of your mouth like 90 miles an hour. You want to be that person that sit back, and that's the power pause. That's the James Feudo signature move. When you meet James, he's going to listen to you, because you have to listen. You want to, again, going back to what we're talking about today, convert like a hotshot. You got to make sure, you have to make sure that person, that lead, is convertible.
Right.
And you want to listen to him. So it's bottom line. Offer
That's
design.
the bottom line.
And so this is what's this all about? Tiered packages?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a fun thing that you see it a lot everywhere, where you have your low-end package, your high-end package, and then your middle one. The middle one's always the best value.
It always says best on it.
Yeah, best value, and that's what typically happens, is that you figure out what your ideal package is that you want to offer, and then you come up with something low that solves part of their need, but not enough. And then you have something that's above it that's really for more. Like with us, we don't, we have three plans. We have one that's really geared towards small businesses, people that are starting out, like micro businesses.
Yeah.
And then we have like our typical plan, which is a custom designed website with a lot of the features that they need. But then we have an enterprise plan, which is really meant for those larger businesses. Where we're talking like,
well, they don't want to do anything.
Yeah,
Right?
like our clients that are like 10 million in sales and up. Like that's really where they fall. But like the mid-sized and smaller clients, we try and gear them towards those other two, and there's
That's
benefits
value.
towards them.
Knowing your client.
Right.
That's if you know your prospect, you're gonna convert. It's those implosion rituals. How do you make that yes moment? How do they say yes and make it memorable?
It's there's so many different ways that you can do that, and often people will celebrate a close with maybe
Fireworks.
I wish that would be a fun thing to do. But sometimes people will do things like they'll send like a small gift as a thank you for starting their business.
Cookies. If you close a deal with Feudo here,
yeah,
give them some cookies.
I'll bake. Yeah, get me some cookies, or I'll bake you some. If with our next, use market like a Hotshot code. Market like a Hotshot, and you'll get a bag of cookies with your website. No, but in all seriousness, we have a client that's a florist, and a lot of people will use someone like him they'll send not flowers like roses, but a nice little bouquet that can sit in the office with a thank you note attached to it. We're talking about Charlie Passwork. Charlie, always sends thank you notes. He sends cards.
He gave us those house things.
I know with the Reese's, not the Reese's, the Hershey's Kisses in them.
Nice.
It was so good. I was starving that night too.
Don't tell me that was your dinner.
No, I had dinner. Charlie and I had dinner at your event.
I was gonna say this guy has cookies for lunch and Hershey Kisses for dinner.
Yeah, very healthy lately.
We have some work to do here.
Yeah. So that's some of the things that I've seen and used. How about you? What's your favorite closing ritual that people use?
How to make the yes moment memorable?
Yeah.
I take him to a Red Sox game or Patriots now, right? You want to do something fun. You want to do some sort of a celebration.
Yeah.
That's because you want to make it memorable.
Right.
I remember back in the day. When I was in IT, I have to say, I had some fun. Well, besides the job itself, we closed the deal. I went to the Super Bowl one year with the Patriots, the first one.
In 2004?
2002, again in New Orleans. Went to New Orleans, and then another one. I want to see Bruce Springsteen at Fenway Park. The marketing sales team for that company did a great job converting me to buy something, and the result was they took me to see Bruce Springsteen.
That is
in
so
Fenway.
cool.
He played for 3.5 hours.
Huh.
He went over it was a funny story, not to divert, but he played past 11, and you're not supposed to play past 11. So or what? He's like, who do I need to write the check out to? Where's my checkbook? At the time, Clarence Clemens was still alive.
Oh yeah.
So he's like, Clarence, put your saxophone down and get myself a check. Where's the city of Boston? But that's I know I'm diverting here, but it's you have to do something memorable to celebrate the closing ritual day.
Yeah, and it doesn't always have to be something huge either. It could be something as simple as a thank you note. But letting people know that you appreciate their business, that's a win for you, and it also helps them. It helps prevent them from maybe going elsewhere.
Yeah, because they'll remember you.
Yeah.
I do that a lot, even in my recruiting business now. I try to, from a candidate and, of course, client side, is take that extra mile, especially when you close a deal. After you close a deal, have a good celebration, Is somebody here?
I don't know. I keep seeing all that. I keep seeing something out the edge of the window that keeps flashing a light in here.
Is there a bird flying by out there?
There's something funky happening out there.
Great stuff here happening at the Freemium State Innovation Center podcast studio.
It's never.
If you wonder where we are, that's where we are.
Yeah, there's always an adventure every episode.
So what's the Hotshot mistakes to avoid?
A common one is over-explaining, and that's when
you talk too much.
Yeah, Absolutely.
Oh.
I can give an example of that right now.
Me?
No. I was going to say I tend to do that. But yeah, I mean, I've actually seen it happen where people have over-explained themselves out of a job or out of a,
I've seen that before.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just like going in, give people it's trying to find that Goldilocks zone where you're giving them enough information to make a decision, but not so much that they're like, oh wow, I got to consider this and let me get back to you, and so
Yeah. You don't want that, right?
Yeah.
How about chasing every lead instead of qualifying? Oh my Lord!
Yeah.
If you haven't started listening to us so far, I don't know, we're 3/4 the way through wherever we are. If you're just not qualifying your leads, why bother getting leads?
Right.
If I get one more email from some company in the Philippines about I'm going to get you more leads, how do you know my business? Have you ever seen any of those emails?
Oh
If
my
you ever
goodness,
if you ever get prospected by one of those companies, run. I'm telling you right now, because they don't know your business. How are they going to qualify those leads?
Right. I mean, I get lead qualification emails probably 2 or 3 times a day. I get cleaning company emails, surprisingly.
And you know what I do? All right, this is
Yeah.
make me laugh. Yeah, make you laugh, right?
Yeah.
So my internet marketing business, we sell cleaning products.
Yeah.
So they, cool. Why don't you
Here.
buy my product here?
Spam them back.
I put a link to it. Say buy
Yeah.
this.
Well, it's funny because I used to use, before I started renting out of this building, I used to use a P.O. box for my address. And I still am listed somewhere with that P.O. box. And people will tell me, like I had a solar company reach out saying that your office at 330 Cochituate Road, the building there is a perfect candidate. And I'm like,
It's the friggin' post office.
yeah, I mean, that was my thing. I'm like, go over
Come
to the
on,
post office.
Yeah, be
and-
smart here.
Yeah.
It's you have to not chase everything. And then we talked about the onboarding as part of the funnel process. That's the last process, right?
Yeah, and I mean, you want to make sure that that's smooth, because the thing you want to avoid, obviously, is buyer's remorse, right? Like,
Yeah.
and sometimes people overshare after they do the
You got the
lead.
deal done.
Yeah, I mean,
Freaking
like,
done.
I've heard stories, and I know you have ones that you want to share as well, but like, I've heard stories of people where after they've closed the deal, signed up the client, and they're like, yeah, we would have gone down another 10% if you had just asked for it. And I'm
Oh.
like, are you out of your mind?
Stupid. Oh, no. That's good. They go to the hot market like a Hotshot school and keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. But I
That's a
mean,
good one.
you've got to have a bunch of these war stories,
I have
right?
too many. We could be here all night, man. We'll
Yeah.
be here till like next week.
Yeah.
But I think most of the deals that are lost is due to bad follow up.
Right.
And we always say you have to have a system of follow up. I would say draw it out for each qualified prospect that you have.
Right.
Is in the recruiting game, in the staffing business, you got to be on your game, man, because great candidates have multiple offers. You have to almost assume that. And
Yeah.
then likewise, this the other way around.
Yeah.
Great company to work for, they probably have thousands of candidates. Same thing. I'm using that business as an example.
Yeah.
If you have bad follow up, you're gonna lose.
That's we do the same thing whenever we talk to a lead or qualified prospect. We just make that assumption that they're talking to somebody else as well. And so we're really careful about what we say, how we say it, and make sure when we follow up that we're giving them the information that they need, and we're checking in and doing everything appropriately, because that's something where we see so many deals fall through because of that with other people.
You get excited when you converted the lead. You're getting to the offer stage. I'm offer. I'm done.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's just the beginning.
That's just the beginning. That's the beginning of good, but you have to keep it good. Right? So converting like a Hotshot framework. It's the triple C's.
The triple C's.
We'll call it the triple C's. What are the triple C's?
I love it. So the first is clarity.
Yeah.
Knowing who your ideal client is and what their pain points are.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have we said pain points and talked about that?
Yes.
Repetition is the mother of skill.
Clarify it.
And then the second one.
Connect. Build trust with authority and presence. This goes back to that lead thing I was complaining about, right? These lead companies that I'll give you thousands of leads.
Yeah.
How can you trust them? How can you trust those leads?
You
have
know,
to trust an authority.
Right.
Follow the company that's prospecting you or the other way around, on LinkedIn. See what they do. Learn about them. Are they a trusted authority? Are they getting great reviews?
Yeah.
Talk to people, referrals. Do they have a great authority? Do they have great presence that they're showing off there? That they're a legitimate solution for what you're looking for. So you want to connect. And then the hardest C of all.
Close.
Yeah, confidentially inviting them to the next step with urgency and clarity. Going back to the clarity and urgency.
Yeah.
So is this like a ceremony for a trust? How do you do this now in your world? I mean, you're a marketing business.
Yeah, and when we close somebody, we do want to reiterate, confidence and trust, and to throw another C in there, another C word in there, is competence. Is like, do you want, because often right after you close, like that process of closing, in our case, it's, the contract, getting that signed, showing that you have competence through that stage, showing that, you're still showing up for meetings on time and showing interest in them. It's like, a lot of times people make the mistake of they close the deal and then it's like, okay, you're in the back burner and I'm worried I'm,
That's
focused
the worst
on.
thing to
Yeah.
do. And I follow up all my clients. Like,
I see that
constantly,
a lot where it's
constantly.
like you feel ghosted after you've
you do the deal.
closed with somebody, that you, in our case, like some of the vendors, people I've worked with, that, you sign the deal and then it's like they're impossible to reach, but they pick up on the first ring when you're still a prospect. So you want to avoid something like that, and you want to show that trust that they think they're getting is there, and make, show them that it's a real thing. So
that's how you convert like a hotshot, my friends. Right. So what's some big takeaways as we land that plane in Framingham International Airport? There's no airport in Framingham, by the way.
There's one in Marlboro, though.
Marlboro, it's
Yeah.
gone. Now it's
is
a
it?
housing development.
Oh, wow.
I think they're building something like that. So you can't land a plane anywhere in the air here, but let's land the plane.
Yeah, so I mean, like, one of the things that you mentioned is how you should audit your funnel quarterly, and if you haven't audited it in a while, that's something that's a takeaway that I have.
You should always identify at least one place to fix.
Right.
There's always going to be. Don't think you're ever going to have that perfect funnel.
True.
Right. How about another one, man?
One of the other things that I would recommend you do is really take a look at your closing process and make sure that you're not over-explaining, make sure that you're not doing anything to damage that. That to me is, it's so hard to get to that stage, and once you're at that stage, you don't want to wreck it. So that's something it goes back to auditing your funnel, but really auditing that close piece. And
then this might lead to a future episode, right?
Right.
Onboarding and retain.
Yeah.
The upsell, right? If you talk sales terms, but how do you retain and continue a great relationship with your new customer? We were talking about prospecting today. Maybe in the future, retain like a hotshot. I think it's going to be a future episode. What do you think?
I think so. I think that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, we have so much information. I'm glad for everybody to be out there, listening to us on Market Like a Hotshot on. We'll go through it here. Ready? Spotify, Amazon,
iHeartRadio,
and Apple, and then
our beautiful Italian faces.
Beautiful Italian faces on YouTube, right?
Right. So make sure that you subscribe, comment, share, like. We'd love to hear back from you.
We like the comments because this is going to that'll build an engagement. And then, last but not least, it's the holiday season, James.
Yeah.
Did you get your wife a Market Like a Hotshot hoodie yet?
Get everybody a hoodie.
Yeah, just go to marketlikeahotshot.com. You'll see our merch link right there. Great time to go shopping, man. You need it for these days. But you know what? It's so hot in this room right now. I think I'm going to go outside.
Yeah. I think it's more like Hotshot T-shirt weather.
Hotshot T-shirt weather in this room. But then you go outside, it's a hoodie. So, all right. So definitely follow us, marketlikeahotshot.com, on all the platforms you love. And we will see you soon. And I hope you all convert like a hot shot. Have a good day.
Until next time.
See ya.